Welcome to class. We'll get started with contacting our connection with the sun and our solar plexus in the middle of the body and strengthening that warmth. So let's take a seat to begin with, to come into our breath and enter our practice. Inhale and exhale. It's that simple. Expand the breath. Exhale, allow yourself to close the eyes. And notice your breath. Take the hands to the thighs so we can feel that connection to the earth, even as we reach the crown of the head towards that sun of ours. As you exhale, check in with those sits bones, making sure they're even on the edge of a cushion or mat. Allows the low back to curve naturally. Feel where the breath travels in the body, where that inhale touches down inside of the ribs or the base of your belly. As you exhale, feel that physicality of your exhale. Notice the pause between the breaths. And today in particular, as we take a more conscious breath, notice at the end of your exhale, that contraction that happens in the diaphragm, which allows the low ribs to go inward slightly. Feel free to take a hand to the low ribs. Feel your inhale into the hand. And then feel as you exhale, the base of the ribs descends towards the back body. It's a natural movement that's happening all the time. But we'll see if we can extend that lengthening of the low ribs today as we exhale. The inhale gives that sternum and heart space a chance to shine forward and upward. But then making sure as we exhale, that low rib area fortifies towards the midline. Squeezing into that diaphragm, which is expelling the air out, allowing healthier breath because we're inhaling even more fresh air to cleanse our systems, and then exhaling even more of what we don't need so we can take that message along with the breath to the mind. Complete exhale. Bigger inhale. Focusing on feeding the breath to the midline of our torso. So that would be the horizontal midline. This is going to help our low back. Keeping the eyes closed, just allow the arms to reach up towards the sky. Floating the fingertips skyward. Notice as you do this, we're going to lift naturally through our sternum, and we can feel that lift through an inhale. And an exhale, feel the reach of the arms as you exhale into the low ribs, and just tuck in slightly there, noticing those strong, deep abdominals engage. Inhale up again, reaching up with the sides of your waist. So the sides lift out of the hips, and exhale, solar plexus activate. Keeping those arms aloft, just notice as you exhale again, the shoulders are going to roll away from the ears, freeing up that space for the neck. And then we'll take our arms just with the eyes closed, feeling the elbows bend. We're taking the stick cactus arms, full handprint, fingerprint in the air here, opening up the fingers wide so we feel those tiny little sunshine rays of our fingers reaching out for more energy. And then with the eyes closed, allow the fingertips to drift to the floor, feeling the fingertips root down before you open the eyes. Flutter the eyes open on your exhale and just notice the space around you. You're creating with your perspective and your gaze a soft sanctuary around you to practice your yoga. Take the fingertips behind you. Inhale into that solar plexus area and exhale. Let's tuck in those low ribs. Turn your chin towards the right and towards the left. And then to the midline, and then up to the sky, and then tuck the chin towards the heart. Exhale completely. The inhale floats the chin up. If you have a strap for today's practice, that's a really nice assistant. What we'll do is take our backpack or thoracic jacket. So we're going to take that strap to the back of our ribs. And to begin with, we're just going to take the strap in our hands facing forward. So just a gentle tug forward as we keep the strap at the low ribs. Inhale, feel the lift up of the chest. And as you exhale, press the back of your ribs into the strap and the strap into the back of the ribs. So we've got even more reminder there of that space in the midline that can really fortify. Inhale again and exhale into the strap. So that's a nice little reminder when we do our standing poses to activate that. Now take the straps in your both hands and flip them over like a backpack around you and make sure that we get all the twisties out of the strap. And behind you, it will just be hanging down the back with two lines behind the shoulders. And then we'll take both sides of the strap and put them in an X. So this should feel on the just on towards the edge of your shoulders on top. Should be feeling, if you grab the straps and pull them out, they're taking you into that unrounded back, and your shoulders are coming back slightly. So we're assisting ourselves here, unrounding the back. Feel free to pull forward on that strap and just down as much as is comfortable for you. So now you're going to assist yourself inhaling with a twist. So inhale into the crown of the head. Let's lengthen the spine. Exhale, pull more on the left side of the strap and turn your sternum over towards the right. And then back to center. Exhale to the other side. Pull more on the right side. Sternum towards the left side. And then, towards the left side, and then pull it to the other side. So what also we're doing with the strap is giving ourselves a little myofascial release in the back of the ribs here as we assist ourselves in this twist. As you turn towards the right next time, see if you can turn your chin towards the right, towards the back of the room, towards the right shoulder, and then on the other side, join with your chin towards the left shoulder behind you. One more time here, just really luxuriating in that assistant, your strap, helping those ribs turn, keeping your base nice and grounded. Beautiful. You can un-X the back of your strap and then bring it forward. Now we're going to take the strap over behind the neck. So it's just going to drape right there in front of us. And take your hands onto the strap. Now we're going to take the midline of the strap to the occipital ridge, so to the base of our skull. So find those occipital ridge there for supporting the back of the skull. Very gentle as we enter this. So any kind of pressure on our strap is just going to be really gentle, okay? You're going to take an angle that's comfortable for you on the strap. So at a diagonal, probably just past your ears, but we want to make sure it's comfortable and gentle. So we're just doing a gentle pressure on the strap with our hands. Inhale and exhale. So now with the angle that's comfortable for your neck, we're lengthening the back of the neck, just a natural place neutral for our chin and our neck. We're just going to give a tiny little millimeter of traction into the neck. So pull upwards. So you're lengthening the back of the neck, supporting the skull, a little bit of lengthening and allowing space in the very top of the spine. My physical therapist taught me this. Thank you. And then release any pressure you have on the strap. Now just slightly rest the occipital ridge and the base of your skull on the strap. And you're going to guide your gaze upward and the chin upward, supporting the back of your skull, the base of your skull, loosening your jaw as you look up, and then look back to neutral. Inhale up. And look back to neutral. So we're just really supporting gently that lengthening and that axis point inside the skull, the top of the neck. Exhale, very subtle. You can take the strap back to the shoulders and just feel that freedom, anything you've created in the neck here. Great. Take the fingertips to the side, just leave the strap there for the moment. Inhale, grow tall, exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Feeling the release as you press through the left fingertips, that lovely little tip there when we put our fingertips right into the floor, it really lengthens that side of the neck. And then let's take the right hand to help it up to the other side. Pressing through the right fingertips, using that exhale with the solar plexus. Expel that air out to communicate to the muscles to release. The breath and the muscles speaking together, little conversation. Take the hand, left hand to the side of the head. Just help that up. Beautiful. Let's take that strap to the side and keep it handy as we come to a recline position to strengthen up our abdominal pathways. Take the feet to the base of the mat. Open up the toes. Spread the toes so we really feel the separation and can see the mat being in between our toes. And then curl down, support yourself as you come down to the mat, back of the skull supported. And we're going to take those feet nice and strong base, hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Take your hand to that base of our ribs again. Inhale into your hand. Exhale. Just notice the path of the breath and see if you can actively take the back of your low ribs towards the floor. Inhale into the hand again. So we have a natural curve in the low back here. We're really just focusing on that midline, that solar plexus. Take the back of the ribs, press into the floor as you exhale. You'll feel the rising up on your inhale into your hand, and exhale, press down. One more time. And allow the hand to come to the floor. Exhale. Next time, melt your shoulders away from the midline of the body, that vertical midline. Press the elbows into the floor, lift the sternum up towards the sky, press the shoulder blades together, and then exhale and feel that warm melting of your shoulders towards the floor. Now with this lovely aligned position, we're going to curl in, inhale, navel towards the sky, the curve in the low back comes up. Then exhale, we'll take the curve out of the low back. Think of this as rolling up the spine towards our solar plexus. You're going to press the feet into the floor and lift the glutes off the floor, tailbone curling upward, and then come down. You'll feel this ripple effect into your hamstrings, the glutes, and then you only have to go as far up in the curl as your low ribs. Come on down. So this is a baby bridge, but we're rolling out that lower part of the spine up towards our midline, towards the diaphragm, giving teeny tiny floor massage here, fueling it with the breath. So 2 more tiny bridges. And then down. Take a moment here in our neutral. Take the hands to the thighs and press down on your thighs towards the base of the mat. So this is a horizontal direction. Inhale, exhale. We're lengthening the spine a little bit more, a little hand assist there. Should feel very good. Exhale the arms to the floor. Now we're ready for a complete bridge. Curl up in that baby bridge, and then we're going to come up, bringing the sternum towards the chin. So if you're in your full bridge here, take the arms to the floor, feel that opening. Stay here for a moment and just imagine if you had a strap around the back, as we did, the back of the higher ribs under the armpits, someone might be behind you, just pulling that strap towards the sternum, towards the chin. Yeah, and then curl back down to the floor. Wave it back up again. Inhale with the elbows into the floor. Getting that sternum closer to your chin as you just gaze up at our skies, and then curl it down. And then curl on up again. Elbows. Reach towards the clouds with your fingertips, and then above the crown of the head. And wave it back down. Curl up again. So take this wave action. Get the full capacity of our breath. One more time, getting all of that back body strengthened and supported. So much more articulation in our spine. As you come down, reach your hand out for the strap. We're going to visit our hamstrings right away here. Inhale the left knee towards the face. And take the strap around the ball of your left foot. Find an angle that allows you to straighten out your left leg towards the sky. Sole of the foot, flexed foot. Oops, looks like someone's coming in the room. And we're going to reach up with our heel. As we exhale, we're going to feel the left hip really plug in and use gravity. Bend and straighten your leg. And then take the strap to the ball of the foot. Press the ball of the foot into the strap like you're pressing on the accelerator, and increase the tension in the strap with your hands. And then release. And then press again and release. Again, a sense of gravity into that left hip. Using that as your base, we're going to take the foot side to side towards the right hip. But make sure we have that sandbag in the left hip there. And then over towards the right. So we're just drawing a line in the sky with our heel. across in a tiny arc, back and forth. As you travel this pathway, you're going to notice some different parts of our hamstrings waking up. Yes, use your breath. The hamstrings need that extra exhale. And then come on back up. And we're going to take that trip with our with our toes towards the right shoulder and then towards the left shoulder. So guide it with the strap. The knee is taking a nice alignment with the middle toes. Keeping our connection. So our left hip is keeping that connection with the left heel, reaching with the left heel towards there's a blue sky up there somewhere. And then as we exhale, connecting to earth beneath that left hip. Wow, that's filled with sensation. Great. Take the strap and the ball of the foot and just allow it to descend all the way down, heel down to the floor. And press the heel into the floor. So we activate the muscles of the legs and the glutes. And then bend again. Left foot to the floor. Inhale the right knee towards you. Take the strap around the ball of the foot. Rise on up. Let's send intention into that right heel to lift up. And at the exhale, we're going to allow that sandbag gravity into our right hip. And bend and straighten the leg. And as we bend and straighten, just keep the focus on that gravity of the right hip so that when we go across town there, drawing that line, we can stay plugged in there in our ball and socket. Great. Now we're going to take that leg straight. Inhale. Roll shoulders away from the ears and down towards the floor. As we exhale, right heel towards left hip. And then out across in that tiny arc outward to the right. So slide the foot across this pathway. Remember the soundtrack of your breath. And then come on back with your toes pointing neutral. And now we'll take the toes over towards the left shoulder and the right shoulder. It's a little tick-tock with our toes. And follow the knee and the hip. So this is a pivot inside the hip rather than just jamming the toes. We're gliding through that right hip. Goodness, let's take a few more of these just in case we're pretty shortened in those hamstrings and they need a little warming up with our breath and our intention. Now take that strap like reins on a carriage here and just allow that straight leg to go on down to the floor. Release the strap, press the heel, the back of your heel into the floor. So you feel the muscles on the right leg wake up. And then release the foot out to the side. And we're going to join it with the left leg. And flop those feet out to the side so we can just notice the warmth, the connection we've already created. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees again. Or actually, before we do that, let's take the feet to flex. So toes up towards the sky, and then we're going to rotate the hips. So we're going to take little arcs with our toes, trace the arc. So up towards the sky, and then we're going to take the toes out to the outside. So a tiny little rainbow with our toes up towards the sky and then outward away from the midline. Remembering that this movement is really rooted in the hips, in that hip socket. Feel it ripple up and down the legs. Excellent. Toes up towards the sky. Bend the knees. Bring the feet to the floor and hug your knees towards that solar plexus. Curl in. Feel free to take your forehead to the knees even. If you want to really pull this into a ball, tuck the chin and then come back down. Now take your sacrum and we'll bring that curve back into the low back. Take the hands to the shins and press the shins into the hands, hands into the shins. Release. We'll do a tiny little figure 4 here so we can help our piriformis. Let's bring the left knee to the face, towards the face, and take the left heel to the right thigh and hug that right thigh towards you with the hands. Curling in with the spine first, hugging it in, and then exhaling the sacrum towards the floor. Use your breath. Use that powerful exhale to tap into some untraveled pathways in those muscles. Maybe not untraveled, just less traveled. And then allow that right foot down. We'll switch to the other side here. Left foot down. Inhale, right knee towards the chest. Right heel, left thigh. Exhale, hug in. Or you can just rest there if you want. Or if you're joining me in this thigh hug, curl in and then exhale the sacrum to the floor, keeping that curve in the low back. Use your breath and intention, gravity towards that right hip socket. This will make walking so much more comfortable, walking and standing. One more breath here. Allow the foot to come to the floor. Keep the knees bent, rolling onto your side as we switch to our tabletop. So we're going to cushion our knees with our blanket. And we're going to take a whole other curling through our spine in the other direction. Knees below the hips and wrists below the shoulders. If anyone has wrist issues, I really welcome you to take the forearms to the floor so that the elbows are below the shoulders, and you can do cat-cow from there as well. Let's inhale into cat, really feeling that midline curling up towards the sky. Exhale into cow. Find your neutral. If you're on your forearms, you're going to do this, take the elbow out to the side. So we're doing a twist here, taking your right elbow out to the side, fingertips to the ear. So I'll show it in the forearms too. We're going to twist open to the right, and then exhale, elbow comes down. If you're on your forearm, it just won't come down as far. Or you can reach your elbow down towards the wrist and then open up. Keeping your hips in neutral. So this twist is really propelled from that diaphragm point, the low ribs. Exhale. Strengthening our obliques here. And then bring ourselves back to tabletop, neutral. Elbow on the left goes out. And we turn up towards the left and curl down, elbow to wrist or to the floor. Bring your gaze along. Make sure when you look up, you bring the eyes along with it so they can look up, activating some of that big nerve in our body connected to those eyes. And then come on down. Everybody join in our forearm down to the floor, elbows below the shoulders. Curl up into a cat here. Notice the difference. Look at the knees. Really hang the head. Exhale into cow. And this diagonal. And then find a neutral here. Separate the shoulder blades, expand the back of your heart up towards the sky, and then bring the shoulder blades together, melting the sternum towards the floor. Separate shoulder blades and bring them together. This is an action that's harder to access when we're sitting up. So this is a great way to get gravity working for us and unrounding ourselves. One more time here. Now we'll come up and do our bird dog. Curl the toes under on the right. Reach that right leg up off the floor, keeping those hips even. Take your left hand. Make sure your hip points are even. Just check in there. And then reach the left arm next to left ear. Reach in the diagonal. Exhale. Let's draw towards that midline, that solar plexus. You can even tuck those low ribs. Another inhale. Reach. Exhale. Draw into center and come on down. Curl the left toes under. Inhale, left leg off the floor. Take your right hand, check in with your hip points there. Keep them nice and balanced. And inhale the right arm next to right ear. Drawing towards the center. On your exhale. Hold it. And come on down. Roll the spine side to side. So we're taking the ear towards the hips. Lengthen with your side waist. Side to side. Oh, a wonderful thing for every day. Let's come on back to our neutral. We'll just do some rib circles here. So take the back of your ribs up towards the sky or to the side and down. And then change the direction of the circle. Great. If you need to take child's pose here, reach on back, extend the arms, and just allow the forehead down to come to the floor before we go on up to standing. We'll take our downward dog here. So those, again, sunshine hands here on our solstice. Take the fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat, full handprint on our mat. Curl the toes under and lift the knees off the mat, bringing the ribs to the thighs. And that contact, we can have an opportunity here as we keep the ribs on the thighs, tiptoes up, just lengthening the low back. Inhale, exhale, pedal the feet. Oh, but those hamstrings are so much more open. We can move that blanket aside as well. It's a lot easier if we stretch the hamstrings. Downward dog should feel a little more glide. Let's bring the heels up evenly and then descend on our exhale towards the floor. Inhale forward. If you'd like some core work, you can inhale forward into plank and exhale into down dog. You can even do this on your forearms, keeping a nice long spine. Find the glide here. Excellent. Now we're going to walk the feet towards the hands. And you can make sure your strap is nearby as we come up to standing. We're going to use that assistant. Hang the head down here for a moment with the knees bent so we can just enjoy the traction on our neck. Shake the head yes and no. Inhale into a flat back. Bring the fingertips to the floor. Ribs are still at the thighs here as we roll the shoulders away from the ears and find as we pull back with the fingertips, we can lengthen and find space in the spine. Now as you exhale, draw the fingertips behind you, arms behind you, and then sweep up to the ears, curl up into a chair pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, can you find those low ribs and just tuck toward the back body a little bit? Should help your chair pose. Stand strong through all four corners of your feet. Reach on up, straighten the legs. Keep yourself elevated through the arms. Find your balance. Find the center. Gauge everything here as we sweep the arms down to the sides. Slowly wingspan down. And now just with your mind's eye, find your vertical center here around the midline, wrapping around like a spiral around the midline of the body. All the way down to the base of your pelvis, in between the feet. Draw the legs energetically together on your exhale so we can feel that ripple effect up the legs, activating the glutes, keeping our stance so strong that wherever we are in the world, waiting in line or just doing the dishes, we can have this super strong stance moving forward. Great. So exhale, let's grab our strap. Let's do another reminder here of our low rib. So take the strap behind the lowest rib. Take your hands forward with the strap. So as you inhale, you can gently tug upward on a diagonal with the strap, dropping the tailbone. So we're keeping that strong base, but we're going to inhale up. And then as we exhale, press the low ribs into the strap and vice versa. So that press there is going to remind us, aha, we have those huge muscles inside that are going to support us standing. One more time. Lift up and then exhale, press into the ribs. And then let go of that pressure. Keep that strength activated as you let go. There we go. This is your doing dishes stance. Great. So from here, take the strap forward and we'll do a little reminder of our balancing muscles here. Inhale, we're going to take the weight to the left foot, lift the right leg off the floor, and if you falter, hey, that's the way it goes. Inhale the right knee off the floor, so we're taking that leg to a right angle, activating our foot. Already, we're going to find some balance here, but we're going to take that strap below the kneecap, quite a bit below the kneecap, to the top of the shin, a very gentle contact there. So we're still holding the sides of the strap. And we're going to pull gently on the strap so that it pressures, gentle pressure on the shin, and then the shin is going to press into the strap. And then let go, keeping all of those reminder muscles activated. And see how this affects your balance here. Inhale, exhale, stand strong on that left foot. And then exhale, right foot to the floor. Inhale. Take the balance on the right. Inhale. That left knee off the floor, right angle, flexed foot. I keep pulling. And then take the strap in that same below the knee. So don't compromise the knee. We're keeping it out of the shin into the strap into the shin. Something wakes up in the midline of the body here, the pelvic floor, the diaphragm, and then release the strap. Keep that strength going. Excellent. And then allow the foot to come down as we come back to mountain pose. Keep the strap handy. We're going to try to use that as our friend again. So imagine the strap there. Inhale the arms above the head, reach for the sky. Keep this nice midline strong as we lift the right knee off the floor at that angle, right? So we're going to keep that as if the strap were there. What activated with the strap there that you noticed that hadn't been there before? Let's take our arms out to wingspan, just feeling that broadness across the collarbones. And now we're going to take those right toes forward, straighten the leg, trace back, and we're going to find our way back to warrior one with our back foot. So take the angle with that right foot behind you, keeping the arms in our wingspan, shoulders away from the ears. Left toes forward, and we're going to bend the left knee so that it comes down, and you can drop the arms next to the body into our warrior one. So we're going to make a shift here because you'll probably have to grab your strap. So take the strap here as we're taking our warrior one, hips pointing towards the top of the mat. Take the strap to the shin. Take a pretty strong tension there with your hands on the strap. Find the angle of your bent front knee that's comfortable for you, keeping those hips forward, drawing them forward. Take the strap to the shin as we did in our balance, and just a gentle pressure, strap into shin, shin into strap. And then let go. See if that feels a little bit different. And then drop the strap to the side. Inhale, arms next to ears. As you exhale, tuck the low ribs in because you're shining bright and tall through the heart, but you're still fortified there in the middle. Hands above, come to prayer position. Warrior. Warrior through the feet, the legs, the midsection. This makes us able to look up from a strong base up towards the sky. And then we're going to dive down over that front foot. So bringing ourselves into a low lunge. Curl the back toes under. Reach long on your right side. We'll take it to a twist here. Opening up to the left arm to the sky. Keep the collarbones broad through this twist. And then bring the hand down to the mat next to the left foot. Draw that foot back to down dog or come onto your forearms if that's good. Or you can take a puppy pose here, bending the knees towards the floor, thighs right angle to the floor. So take a choice, whatever's better for your arms and wrists. If you're in dog with me, just feel the evenness of your heels, straightening the legs. Find your favorite expression of down dog. All the benefits flowing through the body. Inhale, exhale. Walk the feet forward to the hands. Ribs to the thighs. We're going to do a simple unwinding here. So take the hands to the hips. Inhale into a flat back. Inflate the back of the ribs. Exhale, stand strong through the feet and fold up. The knees bent up to standing. Great. Let's take that same strength to the other side. Inhaling, arms next to ears, keeping that length through the side waist. Take this weight into the right foot. Lift the left leg up off the floor. Where's that imaginary strap? Feel that balance. Take the arms out to wingspan, point the toe forward, trace a line in the sand, and we're going to find our proprioception way back to our warrior one. Hips forward. Bend that front knee. Reach for your strap very carefully, and then bring the strap in front of the shin as we take warrior one feet. Hold that tension on the strap as you gently press the top of your shin into the strap and the strap into the shin. So we're getting those muscles on the right leg there. Let go of the tension. Just put the strap to the side, arms down. Activating the muscles that support a beautiful expression of the pose. Inhale the arms up towards the sky. Hands in prayer position. As you exhale, draw into the center. Shine the heart forward and tuck the low ribs in. Another exhale of expression of warrior one. Wings span out, dive down around the front foot. Curl the back toes under, left side, reaching back in low lunge. Can you feel the length on the quads and the hamstrings? Bend the left knee, tiptoe forward into a forward bend. Keep the legs bent if you need to for that low back, always protecting it. We want it to last and last. Inhale into a flat back. You can come through chair if you want to throw in more core work to your life. Or bend the knees, bring the hands to the hips and float on up through a nice tall spine upward to mountain. And let's take a wide stance. And take our right toes to the side. We're taking proud warrior. So this is warrior 2 feet. So we're taking the toes out to the side, angling that front heel with the back arch of our angled back foot. We're going to take side angle. Inhale, take the hands to that hip crease. That's where we're going to be bending. Exhale, bend that right knee. Make sure it's tracking over the middle 2 toes and draw those hips downward. Point the tailbone down. So take the hand to the solar plexus, right hand, exhale. So can you feel the length from your sternum to the low rib? So keep that length as you exhale and fortify right there in the middle. Great. Now we're nice and tall and strong. Inhale, crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale. Let's fold over right elbow to right thigh. Take that left hand to your heart and just draw it forward. And then left arm next to left ear. Lengthen your exhale. And as if a hand's helping you up there in the clouds, lift on up towards the sky. Switch it to the other side. Toes out to the left. Angle your right foot. Take left hand to that solar plexus as you exhale and lengthen. Lengthen the skin from the sternum down to the low ribs. Keeping that heart tall. It's a subtle movement, but really important for posture. And then take the hands back to those hip creases. Exhale, bend the left knee. And fold over. Drape the spine over. Take the elbow to the thigh. Right hand to the heart. Let's just make sure we're shining that up. Nice and bright forward energy. Right arm next to right ear. Gaze is steady and soft. And then we'll sweep that arm up and take ourselves up to vertical folding immediately forward into a wide forward bend. Take a twist here, left hand to the floor, open up the right arm to the sky, trace that line, and then back, exhale, open up, wide arms, accepting arms out to the left. Come on down, walk the hands forward. And then with your strong torso, let's bring those feet in together to a plank. Inhale and exhale here. Really activating those glutes and our core. Deep core. Bring the knees down. Roll back to child's pose. Take your hand beneath your forehead, hands beneath the forehead if you'd like, just for a pillow. Bowing down. Or roll to the floor if the knees would prefer it. Feel the back of your ribs inflate. On your inhale, really expand all those muscles in the back. Exhale, drop it down. Release what you need to release. Let it go. And then we'll come onto our back. We're going to do a rolling twist here, and then I'm going to do a Supta Baddha Konasana with that strap. So allow a little time for that in our Shavasana. So let's take ourselves to the back, take the soles of the feet together, the knees wide apart. So we're just feeling that lift of the low back off the mat. Our anchor is our sacrum here. Palms to the sky, elbows to the floor. Press in, lift the sternum on the inhale, and on the exhale, rest those lower ribs down in the back of the ribs. You could feel free to rock side to side here. And now we're going to take our right hand to the right thigh, to the side, and help it up and help it on over. We're going to roll onto our left side, and our knees will meet on the left side. And take the right hand on top of left. And then trace a beautiful rainbow shape with your fingertips across the sky. Over wingspan. Twist, release the back of the ribs. And look up at the sky or over to the right. Keep the knees together. Exhale. Inhale, bring both knees up towards the sky. And then exhale, keep them together. We're going to roll right onto the right side and left. Shoulder's going to lift, and we're going to take those fingertips toward the sky and then down to the right hand. And then sweep it up again, across the wingspan, across the universe. And the knees up and over to the other side, roll it out. And one more time to the other side. And then roll onto the back. I'm going to suggest this for Shavasana, a little arts and crafts with our strap, if you'd like. We're going to take the length of our blanket, not the length of our, we're going to take this blanket and fold it longer so that it looks a little more like this, and place it in the middle of the mat. And you're going to sit at the base of this blanket. So not on the blanket, but at the base there, right there. Okay, now you're going to, if you have a strap, this is something you can do with the strap, is supported Supta Baddha Konasana. So we're going to take the strap around the low back here. So the back of the pelvis, the top back of the pelvis. That's where my strap is. And then I'm going to take it halfway. So make sure it's a halfway point. And then we're going to take it in front of us, underneath the shins. as the feet start to come together. We have the soles of the feet together. Bring the heels towards the body if you're able to. And then we're going to take the strap on the part, so it's on top of the feet. So you can even pull on the strap right now and just feel that has a gentle pull on the low back. It should be a good pull. And then you'll have some of the strap, I hope, left up here in the front. You can see that. I'm just going to tie it off. So I'm going to tie it off into a knot at the top of my feet. So my soles of the feet are together, and I'm just going to tie a knot so that I feel a gentle tug in between this low back and my feet. I swear this is going to feel lovely. If it doesn't, you can just come on down to the mat. Take the hands to the shins. So find that tension of the strap that feels kind of nice and just a gentle tug. And then take the hands to the shins, begin to lengthen the spine back towards the blanket, and then take your hands beneath you, the palms down, and ease your spine down onto the blanket. Take the back of the head, support it as it comes down to the blanket. Now, for some people, this might bother the low back, and if it does, just scrap this and take a Shavasana. It's fine. But if you want to open those hips a little more and just feel a little more length in the spine, you can use that tension on the feet. So the strap is tugging gently on the low back here. Take the arms down to the floor, palms to the sky, and see if this feels comfortable for you. If not, it's okay. You can try it some other time. Inhale, exhale. See if you feel that tension with your feet on the straps. Press the feet towards the bottom of the mat very gently. Pull on the strap and then let go. So this is decompressing the low back and getting that little bit of traction. Home traction under your control. So you can press the feet down towards the floor of the base of the mat, and then exhale the knees out to the side. This should feel very supported. So anytime it doesn't, just do your own thing. But just in case it feels great, let's settle into it. Exhale, close the eyes. And we'll spend about a minute or two here to ease out of our practice. Finding our breath again, finding the warmth. Let's take a light to our center. A warm yellow light to the center of our torso that supports our stance, our strong stance, supports our breath. Celebrate that strength in yourself, that power, and radiate from there. Melt the breath through the body. So just feel the effects of the oxygen all the way to your fingertips and your toes. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll the head side to side. Take the feet to the floor. If you're in this open Supta Baddha Konasana, feet to the floor, just step gently out of that strap loop and take the feet to the floor. Roll onto your side. Feeling the luxury of your practice. Come on up. Head is the last to rise. Loop out of that strap. And hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra. Thanks so much for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.